Hello and welcome to your latest Maths Wizard video. Today we're going to be looking at square numbers and square roots. So during this video, by the end of this video, you will hopefully know, you will hopefully have developed these skills. So you'll be able to explain why some numbers are square numbers. You'll know your square numbers up to 12 times 12. You'll know how to square root a number, or what it means when you square root a number. And you'll be able to do some calculations which are using squares and square root. Okay, so what is a square number? Well, a square number is the product of a number multiplied by itself. So if we look at the examples we've got with this little diagram here, 1 squared is 1 because you do 1 times 1. 2 squared is 4 because you do 2 times 2. And you can see this little diagram, you've got like 2 rows of 2 here, essentially, which makes a nice little square. And then you've got 3 times 3, which is 9. And you can see with these little circles, you've got 3 rows of 3. So 3 rows of 3 there, which makes 9. And again, it forms a little square, hence why they're called square numbers. And then you've got 4 squared, which is 16. 5 squared, which is 25 there. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now then is try and figure out your first square number. So I gave you the first 5 there already, but I would say it's good to memorize these up until 12 times 12, because I mean, as long as the main thing is for you to understand why a number is a square number, but it will be useful for you for that non-calculator paper if you do know them up to 12 times 12. So you pause your video and have a go. Okay, and here are your answers to these particular ones, so if you want to check those through. Okay, next thing then, we've got the square root of a number. So the square root of a number is the number you multiply by itself to get that number. So the example I've given you here, the square root of 9 is 3, and that's because you do 3 times 3 to get 9. If we look at some others, square root of 16 would be 4, square root of 81 would be 9, square root of 144 would be 12, and so on. Now, you can square root other numbers that are not square numbers, but what that means is you will get a decimal number for your answer. Now, this will be something that comes up when you look at Pythagoras. So you'll find that you'll get decimal answers quite often when you do that. Okay, so for example, if you were to square root, I don't know, 90, you would get a decimal somewhere between 9 and 10. That's because the square root of 100 is 10, square root of 81 is 9, and 90 falls somewhere between 81 and 100. So you're probably like 9.4, 9.5, something around that sort of area, I would say, just for a guess there. Okay, so some more examples I've put on here, look, for you. So we've got the square root of 8, which is square root of 64, which is 8, square root of 81, which is 9, and the square root of 100, which is 10. Square root of 1,000 there is 225. Okay, so here we've got some questions for you to practice with, which involve square numbers and some square roots. So if you pause your video and have a go. Okay, and here are your answers to these videos. So on this one here, we've got 4 squared, which is 16. Square root of 25 is 5. Add those together, you get 21. This one we've got 7 squared, which is 49. The square root of 121 would be 11. That's going to give you 60, as you can see there. Square root of 100 is 10. 3 squared is 9. Subtract those. So remember your rules of BIDMAS here. Subtract those and you'll get 1. Down here we've got the square root of 121, which is 11. Times that by 16 there, and you'll get 176. Then down here we've got 9 times 25, so 3 squared, which is 9. 5 squared, which is 25. And those will multiply to give you 225 there. Okay, so thank you very much for listening. So if you've enjoyed, if you found this video useful and you've enjoyed it, please feel free to subscribe. I'll be uploading content relating to all of the GCSE Maths Foundation syllabus, or majority of it anyway, over the next few months. So thanks very much for listening and have a great day.